Is there a possibility that maybe you could ask, for coverage a day or two, in the week or maybe in the month? Is that a possibility?
Well, I'm on 24-hour on call Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so on the weekends, it's like every few weeks I'm
Mhm.
on call because we take turns with the weekends. But I'm on call for two different things. So I'm on
Mm.
call for a crisis program in which anyone in Tucson that is receiving services under the age of 12 can use. So I'm on call for that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And I'm on call for our foster parents. The ones that I'm assigned to during the week.
Okay.
So, and some are a little needier than others.
Right. Tell me a little bit about this line for the children, the adolescents that they can call you. How does that?
Well, it's not, it's for the parents.
Okay.
So, let's say you have a child that is in crisis and they are receiving services. So, um, the child is, being harmful, harming themselves or harming someone else. Sometimes they won't go home or they're running away or whatever it is, the parent just can't manage them. And if we don't step in, the
Mhm.
parent will end up giving the child up. Is in those instances, and I'll get a call saying, "Do you have a bed for a 7-year old that is, beating up their little sister or, cutting themselves or
Mhm.
threatening, to run away or whatever? We need a bed." And they can't tell me how long that's going to be. So they have up to 14 days. So it could be one day or it can be up to 14 days. Can you please find a bed for? So then I have to call that person who is like that crisis bed, as we call it, to
Mhm.
arrange for that child to go into um, respite, pretty much. And it's just a lot. I mean, it's like you're constantly on because you never know when the phone is going to ring. And then
Mhm.
if you have only up to 15 minutes to respond to the call, if you don't, it goes to my director.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and usually the people who are calling, if they can't get someone, they call their director, which calls my director. So it's like a huge thing. And we're the only agency in Tucson that has that contract with CPSA. So it's a pretty big deal.
Right.
So I didn't even know I was going to be on call for it until I opened the email and saw my name in it
When did this start?
a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Okay. So the phone could ring right now.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, that's a really stressful situation,
Yeah.
You never know really what the crisis is gonna be and you have to act on it.
Yeah. And then sometimes that's me trying to talk to the child and
Mhm.
trying to de-escalate them on the phone. And
Mhm.
usually that's more so with my regular kids that I work with because I have a relationship with them. A lot of times I could de-escalate them a little quicker, but
Mhm.
it could be anything. It could be, "Jennifer, we need you now," and then I would have to locate someone to take care of my baby so I can go out in the street and be with them and their kids.
Wow. Wow. Well, props to you because that sounds like a very difficult job, but it sounds like you're starting to get that handle on it, even though it's
I'm
kind of
just
new.
tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it before. I worked with the program before. Before I had gotten pregnant, I worked with the program,
Mhm.
and then they gave it to someone else. That person was let go, so now they gave it back to me.
Okay. Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay. And since the last couple of weeks when you've been on call for this particular program, is that kind of when you notice the tiredness coming more into play and your dissatisfaction with your quality of life?
Absolutely. One, I wasn't even told that I was going to be getting this responsibility. I
Okay.
just discovered it. And then when I went to my supervisor to say, "Well, I was never told that I was going to be doing this, and this is how I found out," she kind of did this look like, "Oops." Well, I discussed it with the clinical manager, Oh, I just probably forgot to discuss it with you. Well, I'm the one that has to do it.
Right, right.
So, you know, she's like, well, it's only like, doing intakes, but it's just another added responsibility. And it's not just like doing intakes. That was just a way that she minimized it.
Right.
Like to say, well, you don't really have to go out to the crisis. With
Mm-hmm.
that one, I don't have to go out to the crisis, but with my regular families, I do.
Right. So it sounds like your immediate supervisor wasn't very supportive in this instance.
She tried to minimize it because she messed up.
Okay.
She should have spoken to me first.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds right now, the way your tone changes, that you're pretty upset about that. Did you let her know that?
Oh no, she knows how I feel about it. I've been pretty straightforward with her.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that I'm not happy with something, and because the way I work with her,
Mm-hmm.
because what was happening in the past is that I would go home and I would be complaining to everyone, and I would be really angry. And then I was like, well, what am I doing that this is not their fault that this is happening? So I started trying to be really direct with her and say, well, this is not. We didn't talk about this first, and if there's going to be a change to my job, I need to know this before it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she's like, well, I reduced your caseload, but she didn't reduce it enough.
Okay.
So, she says we can revisit it.
Right. So it sounds like she's not really understanding of all the responsibilities and what that means for you, and it really sounds like she's not completely supportive. I mean, you keep saying she minimizes it, and I can see why. She says, "Well, I took off a certain number of people off your caseload, so you can handle that." Well,
Mhm.
that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the same or that it balances out.
Right, because of course she takes off the easiest people from my caseload, not the ones that require more time.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm just tired now. I love my job. I love the training part of my job. I love
Mhm.
working with the kids, but the case management, doing all that paperwork and stuff like it, I just don't like it. I prefer if I was going to do one thing, let me do that, or like if I'm gonna do paperwork, let me do that. If I'm gonna do hands on, like you want me to do assessments of kids, I need to spend time with them.
Right.
But it's one of those things where that's just a part of the job.
Okay. And so you're pretty serious then about maybe switching to another job.
Well, I put in a few applications.
Okay.
I was looking for another training position where it would be solely training,
Okay, good.
and because that's really what I want. And she recruited me for this job, so I didn't apply. And she recruited me because she saw me train things in the past, and she wanted me as a trainer.
Mhm.
But when she offered me the job, she said it was a trainer position. Well, it's really not a complete trainer position. It's a program coordinator position. So I'm doing case management along with training. So I'm like the
Nice.
lead trainer, but I still have a caseload.
Okay, lead trainer, example setter, yet you're very hands on, and sounds like it's very time consuming.
It is.
Right. Wow. That I can see why that is very tiring. Um, so something that I can see right now is you're acting on changing that quality of lifestyle that you have right now. You're looking for another job. You've done really good, putting in applications. Good luck with that. But I'm thinking maybe what you can do right now while you still have this job and you have these added responsibilities, and how you can maybe learn to cope with everything going on until you get a more satisfying job.
Yeah. See, the rest of them, they just get together and drink. Since I don't do that.
Right. So what's something that you think maybe you could do to learn to cope with these
uh,
added responsibilities?
well, I used to go and get a massage every few weeks. And
Okay.
that's something that I would like to start doing again. I had to stop doing it for a while because of finances,
Mhm.
but that's starting to fall back into place again. So I'm going to start